What's up, bros? Keeping it, bro, fresh.
Profist.
Profist. I need to make my own headphones with profist on them. I could be like a PewDiePie.
Well, I mean, your headphones would say very clean, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it would say very clean. It would be much nicer.
Would you guys buy $500 headphones if they said very clean? And they also,
if they basically just
had-
looked like Beats by Dre, but they
Whoa!
said very clean on them.
and they were
also,
green and black.
They were high quality.
And they were high quality. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you have seen this, Victor. Do you follow Cartoon Hangover on YouTube?
You know I follow Cartoon Hangover.
Okay, well I just thought I would check. I was just curious because I had been following them from back when Being Puppycat was getting released, and I also used to watch a little bit of Bravest Warriors, which didn't last very long, but you know, whatever. But I'm still subscribed to them. And I saw the other day that they had released a new cartoon called The Summoning, and it had like a little witch cat girl in it, and it looked like it could have been pretty neat. And I was like, okay,
Was it actually good?
I'll watch it. So I watched it, and I'm watching it, and I'm sitting here like I'm looking at the character designs and everything that's going on, and it's like it's about a creepy cat witch girl who's like trying to summon a demon to clean her house.
Mm-hmm.
I should inherently like this.
Yes.
But I don't. And I'm sitting there watching everything happen, and like the way the characters are talking and delivering their dialogue, and the way they're moving, and the way that the pacing is, I'm like, I've seen this before.
Isn't the creator of Being Puppycat?
And it's directed by Natasha Alaghiri, who did create Being Puppycat. The story is by a different girl, but it's directed by Natasha Alaghiri. And I'm just like, why? Why does she insist on making things in this style that's
Maybe.
so incomprehensible?
She's just not a good director. Whoa!
I can't, like, everything she makes in theory, everything that she's made, I should love.
Exactly.
I should love Being
I felt the
Puppycat.
same way about fucking Bravest Warriors when that first came out. I remember being like, this should be great, but it just sucks. Like, it just isn't good.
It's
It's
not
just
good.
weird and not good at all. I don't know what the fuck it is about their shows.
What's the issue, you know?
It's just,
like, this cartoon is called The Summoning. And it's about everything that I like. I should love it. But I don't. I can't get into it at all. It's too nonsensical. The characters the dialogue they deliver is too weird. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make a cohesive story. And Being Puppycat had the same problem.
Yes.
Where it was too much, random, lulz, non sequitur, bizarre noise, that the story got completely lost.
Yeah, and then it tries to be all deep in the end. You're like, this was nothing.
And then in the
This
last
sucks.
episode, it pulls the, but this character, his mom is in a coma and he has to take care of her. And it's like, well, I don't care now. You've spent the whole series setting this up as one big goof. And now you're trying to make me, you know, be invested in this character, and I'm not. It's too late.
And Being Puppycat had that weird feeling where it, like, the whole time I'm watching it, I feel like it felt like there is knowledge that you were supposed to have been collecting from other sources, like interviews or like comics or something, because like it felt like there were these big gaps, and it's because like there were years in between each episode where nothing was happening. So I feel like the creators like.
She expounded upon it in her head, but didn't share that with us.
Like, to her, it was super obvious that all these things were happening, but then to us, it's like, you know, there was nothing in between these, right?
You know, you
if you
didn't
watch
actually
all of
explain
these
any
back
of
to
that.
back, it makes absolutely no sense at all. It is completely terrible.
Yeah,
It should
really,
be good. It looks fine, you know? The style of it is great. You want it to be good, but it's just not good.
You wanna enjoy it. You want this to succeed, but it thwarts itself at every angle, unfortunately.
Ugh.
It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because a story about a cat witch girl should be great.
The Luncheon Kingdom! This is like the best one!
Hey!
It's cool. Look at how fucking dope this place is.
Ooh.
Pink lava everywhere.
You're after some cooking, dude.
Love this book.
like the chicken guy. Fucking Broodals, man. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like pistachio.
Goombers.
Goombas. Goombies. Get 'em.
This place, I don't understand why it isn't just the Candy Kingdom, but...
Because I guess this
they
is like
just
bread.
wanted to put corn
you
and
know?
stuff, you know, and tomatoes, but then it's like...
Oh, tomato.
I guess it could be bread. It feels more like cake, you know?
I don't know. It's like bread to me.
Alright. So let's do fast. Look at that corn, man. Look how cool that corn
It's a
looks.
goofy looking corn.
No!
Oh, you murdered them!
God damn it.
Fucking rip.
Eh.
You murdered those Goombas in
Alright,
cold
you
blood.
got another thing?
Wow. Peter is disrespecting me.
I do disrespect women quite oft.
Quite off?
Yes.
Alright. Well, I guess we could... I know you kind of... I just summarized for you, but we could talk about what they talked about in the Digi and May Gauntlet episode most recently.
Yeah.
Which, in summation, is the pressure to have your shit together by the time you're 25.
Oh yeah, that's a good topic. Well, first I gotta re-apologize about Conrad being a trans boy issue.
We clarified that
like,
in a later episode.
We kind of did, but then like I like how Conrad immediately like he completely got it that I mostly wasn't on board just because it's Conrad, you know? Just because I'm hypercritical of everything that he does as his brother. And it's like, yes, that is completely true. If it were anyone else, I wouldn't have even like wouldn't have
batted
cared.
an eye.
Yeah, wouldn't have batted an eye. But because it's Conrad, you know, I judge him more harshly. So I'm like, yeah, I get it. You know, you guys are right. I'm sorry. You're completely right. I only was critical because it's Conrad. At least Conrad understood that, you know. Didn't seem like he was mad at me or anything, but May was mad at me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was
it's
but
just
hey,
it's
it's a thing
Conrad.
that well, for you at least. But hey, it's the kind of thing where you know, we got some commenter participation and I got to learn and reevaluate my stance, and that's valuable in and of itself when you get to learn something and change your opinion because you learned some new information that changed your mind.
Yeah.
And that's
Conrad
making yourself a better person.
is just as gay as anyone else in the world.
Yes. There you go.
He has a right to be a tranny boy. Not that he's trans, it's not the same gender fluid. I was just trying to be offensive.
I wasn't trying to be offensive.
No, I said I was
Oh,
just
you
trying
were.
to be offensive.
You were. Okay. I was like, what? Nice. Very nice. But along the same. Nice. Yeah, that's not working out so great.
Ow.
Oh, and now everyone's done. The maneuvers being executed in this game are making me nervous.
Well, we're at you know that point where it gets more intense, bro.
Make or break, motherfucker. But yeah,
Dudes.
Connor and May were talking, and May brought up the fact that she kind of feels bad about the fact that she's 23 and she doesn't basically like have a career already in the process of being you know, being built. She's not in a quote unquote stable job, you know, building up her career, that she's still in college, and that she said that the biggest thing she can tell people is that she dates someone who's famous on the internet.
Yeah.
And that made me, you know, kind of upset, like not at her obviously, but just upset at the situation, the pressure that's placed on us to have all of our shit together by the time we're like, you know, 23, 24, 25.
Which is completely unrealistic these days. It's absolutely ridiculous and absurd.
It's stupid. And of course May brings up the fact that she feels like she had this expectation of herself to be like the perfect student and you know, reach all these goals within a certain time period, but then reality doesn't really work itself out in that way. And let me tell ya, as someone who, from the time I was a kid, knew exactly what I wanted to do, I was always a good student. I did everything that I was supposed to do to put myself in a position to get the job that I wanted. I got the job that I wanted, and I was cemented in that job by the time I was 23. And then 2 years later, I decided I fucking hated it, and now I'm back in school. That life happens. It doesn't matter if you get your perfect job by the time you're 23. Shit changes. So even if everything had gone perfectly according to plan, things could still be wildly different, and you could still be in a place of change at 25 like I am.
Yeah.
There is no perfect plan that normally your ideal plan doesn't always happen in the ideal way.
Exactly.
That's just life.
And look at me, you know. I went and got my 4-year degree that basically put me at the most low level possible I could be in my career with basically nothing, you know? Like, now I'm 24 and I'm just now making minimum wage, you know?
Yeah.
It takes a while. Don't feel bad. No one's getting there. It's completely unrealistic to expect that.
Yeah. And also, of course, the perceptions of those people who would see it as, oh, your biggest accomplishment is that, oh, you're dating someone who's internet famous. It's like, well, what the fuck does their opinion matter? As long as you love that person, who gives a shit what they think about that situation? They can shut the fuck up. Who cares?
Boom.
Nice, you did it. But yeah, it's completely unreasonable that this expectation is set forth before us that we're supposed to have all of our shit together by the time we're in our like early to mid 20s.
Completely ridiculous.
And be stable and own a house and all that shit. And it's like, yeah, that's nice. That may have worked for our parents, but the times are hard, Mr. Todd.
It's total bullshit.
It ain't the way it used to be. Nice.
And there's like the expectation that anyone should be able to live on their own in their 20s is fucking ridiculous. Like, I didn't realize that until becoming an adult, but like, if you're trying to live on your own in your 20s, you're doing it wrong. You need to be rooming with people. There's no point in living on your own and just making shit more expensive for yourself when it's not necessary. Like, there's no way I could live unless I was living with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to be rooming with 4 different people to bring the rent down. And that's totally normal. That is what everyone is doing.
That's what everyone in our situation does, yeah.
I'd kind of been thinking about that, almost with the thinking of it as this red pilling way of like the entitlement we have to a wage that we should be able to have a living wage on our own, you know?
You mean
like,
as a country as a whole?
Yeah. Like the idea, we want the idea that we should be able to live on our own without anyone else helping us, you know? And it's just like, our society is not built for that. It's not built for individuals to be living on their own. It's built for couples, you know? It's built for more than one person. It's built for you, like, the ideal way that society has been structured, for most of history until now, is that you don't move out of your parents' house until you're getting married. And then you're living with someone else. Like, you should never be alone, just living by yourself. But now we kind of have, like, probably a way more recent development of, like, the feeling that you're supposed to be out on your own, you know?
Yeah.
Which
because
is
our parents did it, and now
yeah.
that's also reinforced.
But then even the parents were always living with someone, you know? They make it out like, oh, I was on my own. But it's like, well, no, you just went to room with someone else. Like, you weren't living by yourself. Like, I don't think my mom ever lived in a place by herself, even though she moved out when she was, like, 15, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we kind of got this idea in our heads that we're supposed to be living alone and being able to move out, but it's like, no one can do that. No one can afford to do that. Usually people move out, they live with a bunch of roommates until they find the girlfriend that they can move in with, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so I mean that unfortunately puts a lot of pressure on people who don't have a significant other or people they can room with, because you're 24 and you're living at home and people think that means you're a failure.
Yeah, it's like, May, she's living with Conrad now, perfectly fucking fine. Conrad makes good money, she should be taking advantage of that opportunity, you know?
Yeah, like,
And like
not
fucking,
worth
I
worrying
had the
about.
same expectation in college where I thought I was supposed to immediately get out and start working somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't until probably when I gave up on trying to go to grad school that I realized that that wasn't how it was gonna be. You know,
Yeah.
I
you
thought
can't
like, oh, I don't
immediately-
have a way to work immediately lined up. You know, I need to go to grad school because there's not enough to do around here. Clearly, I can't get work around here. I need to go away because I didn't see a job opportunity immediately. And then it's just like, well, that's just not the way it is. You know, you just gotta put in a couple years. You gotta. Luckily, I'm now at the point where I've been lucky enough to scrape by without having to get a second job. But most people have to get out of college, go work at Target until they have enough experience to make it on their own. You know?
And
Especially
I
in
mean,
video, like you just need 5 years of experience before you can really make it. You know.
We've just been really fortunate in having super supportive parents. Also,
Yeah, that
not
too.
everybody has that
we'd be
advantage. It's
pretty
definitely
fucked.
a huge, huge entitlement that we have that a
Yeah.
lot of people don't.
Absolute entitlement. Take advantage of your entitlements.
But yeah, don't look down on having entitlements.
Don't
if you
have
got 'em,
pride and,
use
and
them.
not taking the opportunity. I'm getting killed by the easiest dude because I'm being a retard and thinking about this stuff.
Because you have them in
Like
the
yeah,
thoughts.
when I was
Yeah.
like a year deep into college, my idea was like, oh, if I don't get a job right out of college, I should just join the military and like do video in the military and stuff and like, you know, get that backbone going of like getting, you know, military advantages for stuff and like getting
Yeah.
experience that way and having like a stable job. But it's like I shouldn't be thinking that way, that I have to join the military if I don't find a job immediately, you know?
Yeah.
That was just the expectation I put on myself.
And the military is only really beneficial for certain kinds of people, if you ask
Yeah.
me.
It would not affect
It's
me.
not a beneficial thing for the victor.
Yeah.
I would not think. He lost his hat.
Boom.
What an idiot.
Beat it down. Bitch! Up!
Oh!
Hit it, dodge.
Get him! Get him!
I want to like speed it up by jumping.
He's drawing
on
the
it,
mark
but
of
I keep fucking up.
sacrifice! Ah!
You are right. Yeah.
Conspiracy
Anyways.
theories in games.
You're gonna do
Is
fine,
the
man. It
main
doesn't
boss
take that
of
long
Mario
to
a
develop
berserk villain?
stuff. Keep doing what you do. You
Yeah.
know, figure it out.
Essentially, don't be so.
Think
worried
about the fact
it.
that a doctor doesn't get to be a doctor for like 9 years of schooling. You know, like they don't have their career by the time they're 23. They're still fucking struggling up the chain of schools. You know,
Yeah.
who the fuck has a good career by the time they're 23?
Very few
It's
people.
insane. Like, that's only enough time. If you got out of high school and went straight into college, that's only enough time to get a 4-year degree, which is basically worthless,
Yeah.
you know, in most fields. Because most people want you to have a degree and 5 years of experience to do fucking anything. So, like,
To open the door in their fucking restaurant.
it doesn't even matter that you don't even have the degree yet, you know? It's fucking whatever. Like, to me, the goal is 30. Like, 23 might have been a realistic goal for like the last generation, but for our
But not
generation,
anymore.
a decent goal is be well off by the time you're 30. Like, be not poor anymore. That's my
poor.
only goal. Is to make more than minimum wage, you know, by the time I'm fucking 30, and not have to be scraping by and desperate, you know. To be able to pay for all of my own shit and not have my dad fucking paying for my car.
Yeah.
And helping me out. To be completely financially independent by the time I'm 30.
Clown Mario. Ew.
Yeah, not even worth it. God.
That's gross.
How would you do that when you could be Chef Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Painter Mario.
Painter Mario. Not as cool as Chef Mario.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. Being 23, man. I don't know, I was 23 a year ago. Well, almost 2 years. I'm almost 25
You're
now.
almost
Fuck.
25.
That's how long it takes to make minimum wage. Jesus.
It is true.
Yeah.
Turn.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him. Victor watched speedruns.
Oh.
and found the easy moves.
Good boy, Victor.
Hope Victor is Jesus Christ.
Yeah?
Confirmed Odyssey Bros. Oh man.
Shrimp! I didn't realize they were shrimp. Shrimp and clams.
Shrimp and clams.
These are cool. I love the geometric-y
Yeah, they're
shapes.
neat.
They're neat.
Weird. They're like weird candy fruit.
An eggplant.
Yeah. Alright, you got another topic or something?
As usual,
Oh, what is
Victor
the time at?
is
I told you I don't have any topics!
dependent on
We
hope.
went in this with the
Like
the
every
knowledge
other
that Victor had
aspect.
no topics.
Like every other aspect of his goddamn life, dependent on
Wow.
We're at 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes.
Okay, so we're almost done. We don't have to start another topic. We can tread water.
Tread water.
No,
Okay, well I have one
water.
that is probably fast. Maybe we can talk about that for a minute.
No,
Victor.
don't waste. Don't use the whole
This
topic. We're
this
at the
one's
end of
just
the
more of a
episode.
statement. It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine.
What's up?
Victor, did you know that when I was younger in like middle school, I used to really want to be a Let's Player?
Really?
Yes, my big plan that never came to fruition.
And this is only coming out now.
Yes. My big plan that never came to fruition was I wanted to do a Tales of Symphonia Let's Play.
Aw, that would. I'm sorry, we're not gonna do that on Digibros.
No, I don't want to, but that was my big
Damn
plan.
it.
I even like I looked into the different, game capture cards and everything that
Oh
I
my
would
god,
need.
I didn't know you went that far.
But
Good
of course I
lord.
didn't have any money because I was in
Yeah.
middle school and I wasn't gonna ask my parents for, however many $100 to get like all this expensive
Yeah.
equipment. But I did by myself rehearse commentating on Tales of Symphonia.
You
in my
rehearsed
room.
it.
I sure did.
You rehearsed
I
it.
did. I
I
was
love you. You're
quite proud of
adorable.
myself. I thought I was pretty clever.
It's amazing because I never even had thought of Let's Plays at that point. Like, I didn't even know Let's Plays were a thing back then.
I was way into the Let's Play community.
See, I completely wasn't because I had never had value in, like, until probably college, I did not see any value in listening to people talk, Because I'm not
I don't wanna
interested
hear
in people.
humans.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did listen
Not
to
interested in
I did watch
people.
some pretty cringy Let's Players though.
Yeah.
But it was mostly because that was the only way I got to see horror games because I am not good at games and I had to watch other people play them.
No judgment.
I did go check up. I just got curious the other day, and I went to check up on some of the Let's Players that I used to watch when I was in middle school. And one of them is still doing Let's Plays, and he still is like exactly the same. He has not improved at all.
Nice.
It's quite impressive. I feel a little bit bad about it.
Does not have an audience or anything?
He had an audience when I was in middle school,
Yeah.
because Let's Plays weren't as big back then.
Yeah.
So he had a considerable audience for the time, but
Just didn't grow.
he just stagnated, man.
Yeah.
And then we got older. His audience was obviously middle schoolers like myself. So we got
Nice.
older. We realized his content wasn't that great, and we moved on, and he stayed the same.
That's why PewDiePie had to change.
PewDiePie got smart.
Did it for the he got smart as fuck.
He knew what was up, and he was like, "Oh shit!
Just like, all right.
If I want to keep surviving, I gotta,
Change with the times.
change the game up."
Let's Plays aren't money anymore.
This guy did not do that. He does have a vlog about his weight loss journey, though.
Ooh, he's a fat fuck.
He still is.
Nice.
That's not past tense. That's present tense.
So his weight loss journey that ended in failure.
His weight loss journey that's ongoing,
Ah,
Victor.
okay.
Come on.
So failure. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, but yeah.
Victor's
used
ripping
to-
on fat people again.
Oh yeah,
As
that's right.
always.
Victor hates everybody who isn't himself.
Yes, that's true.
Oh man, it's trippy though, cause yeah, fucking old ass Let's Plays, and now there's people like you got to see them, cause some of the guys that I watch were like actual adults, and you got to go see them like have their first kid and stuff, and you're
Oh,
just
God.
like,
How does it? I mean, how does it feel
Freaky.
now that you are doing a Let's Play? Do you feel fulfilled? Does your life have meaning?
Yeah.
Did you were finally able to accomplish your childhood dreams through a man making you do them? Is that you're living out the stereotypical female story, Hope? You needed a man to tell you that you could do what you've always wanted to do.
Well, it's more like I needed a man who already owned all the equipment.
There you go.
Because I wasn't gonna put money into it, especially as an adult, and also because I realized that I don't feel like I can carry a show by myself.
Neither can I.
That's why
Not
it works.
easy. Not everyone can be Conrad.
Yeah, not everyone.
And it's just it's a dead genre, so there's no point of even trying.
It's a dead meme. Ain't no
Dead
money in
meme.
Let's Plays anymore, guys.
Yeah, no one fucking cares about Let's Plays.
Not like my goal was
Unless
to
it's
make money through
Minecraft.
Let's Plays.
Yeah,
'cause
you just wanted to do it 'cause
I
you
just wanted
enjoyed
to
it,
make
yeah.
them because
You were
I
pure.
liked the craft so much.
Which means you probably would have been successful because you just liked it, you know? You
I
would have
guess.
ended up
I
going
don't know.
somewhere because you're a pretty girl, you know, you're cool, and you would have been a good Let's Player. What do you know, Hope? You could have been a millionaire now.
I guess I
You
could have.
You could have been right up there with PewDiePie.
Beautiful. Like, I could have gotten that Disney Channel deal.
And we both got into YouTube probably at a similar age, you know?
Likely, yeah.
To the same extent of not really going anywhere with it. Like Project Awesomeness, we wanted to be like Whitest Kids You Know and Monty Python, which weren't YouTube things at the time, but like
Yeah.
that's where YouTube, you know, there was other sketch comedy shit on YouTube that we didn't realize we were also like doing the same thing they were doing, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Like fucking, you know, we were the same thing as fucking Smosh back in the day, except we weren't cute enough and didn't reach an audience.
You didn't have that hair.
Yeah,
that swoosh.
we didn't have seed hair, and so we didn't get anywhere. And
Not
our
like-
videos were terrible.
The
so.
guys in Smosh are pretty abhorrent looking anyway.
Yeah, they're
so-
gross. Especially because they've aged, but they still try to keep like the
They do
similar
that same
aesthetic, and it's just like,
yeah.
oh god,
and you're
man,
just like,
you
guys,
look weird.
come on.
Too
Don't.
old.
It's gross. It's like Shane Dawson.
Now they're dead anyway.
Literally.
Yeah, they literally died.
They literally died. You heard it here
Literally
first.
died, and may as well
Smosh
have.
is dead.
What were they beyond their shitty YouTube career?
They did make a movie.
God, fucking Smosh
Which
movie,
we did
which
watch.
we watched ironically, and it was fucking awful.
It was bad. It was
The most
very
fucking
bad.
cash-in bullshit ever.
There was only one good joke in the entire movie.
Was it like Steve YouTube
It was
or
Steve
whatever?
YouTube,
Yeah, Steve
the
YouTube.
CEO of YouTube.
The easiest fucking joke in the world.
That was the only thing that made us go, huh.
Huh.
That was it.
That's funny.
Good
you know,
job,
that
Smosh.
because companies will be named after someone's last name, you know, so like the
So his name
last
is
name
Steve
is
YouTube,
YouTube.
yeah.
That's pretty
That's pretty funny.
funny. Way to go, Smosh.
10 out of fucking
You
10
did it. Your
jokes.
writers struck gold.
They sure did. But then they also made the taboo of repeating that same joke with a different company later on,
Yeah, so it was like,
which
shut
made
the
it
fuck
not
up.
funny.
No, it's not funny anymore.
So actually, never mind. 0 out of 10.
Yeah,
Smosh.
fuck you, Smosh.
I didn't realize that the Hammer Bros have this like cool multicolored dew under their hat.
Yeah. At least these ones. They're like
The edgy ones?
food ones. Yeah. I gotta pee. Alright, this episode's over.
I mean, it's probably been an episode.
We went over overtime.
I coughed.
You can't!
Kafka!
Kafka-esque. Alright guys, next time we're gonna do